Welcome to Talking Heads on USA Global TV, starring the one and only wonderful Dr. Jacqueline. It's a prestigious place where world-class influencers and experts meet, and where you'll find the most trusted advisors and coaches for all things in life and business. Visit usaglobaltv.com to sign up for our newsletter. Get the value you need and be first in line to learn about events and giveaways and other valuable content. Connect with us. Email Dr. Jacqueline at usaglobaltv.com to talk about how you can become part of USA Global TV. That's USA Global TV, where the doctor is always in.
Welcome to Talking Heads, USA Global TV and Radio. I'm author Diann Floyd Boehm. Today, I'll be sharing with you Theme Centers for Early Childhood. Please note, it is my belief you need a classroom aide with you to manage the centers as you work with a small group of children in the Reading, Math, and Language Development Center. Today's objectives. What are centers? The importance of centers. What are theme activities? What is the length of time in each center? How to manage a center theme classroom learning. Let's get started. What are classroom centers? An early childhood classroom is divided into different areas or centers. Each area or center has a specific function. For example, art, language development, the tech center, the reading center, and the imagination center, along with many more. Each center will have a specific task that will complement the theme of the lesson. We will discuss that section in greater detail in a bit. It is important to note that children work in small groups or independently at each center. How to manage a center and your classroom we'll discuss in a bit as well. But the importance of centers, well, they address a variety of learning styles. They have small group learning, which allows the teacher to address the needs of the students as the teacher aide watches over the centers. We have social skills. The centers allow the students to discover, to explore, to learn to work with others as well as work independently. Centers are to be fun, not frustrating. Centers are designed to be practice time of what they have been learning. In centers, students develop their oral language vocabulary. Centers help students to learn how to work in a set time, so self-regulation. What are theme lesson activities? Well, a theme is an idea or a topic that a teacher and a children can explore in many different ways. So, for example, a preschool teacher may decide to create a theme about animals, or five senses, or shapes, or even clouds. Some of my favorite theme lessons or units that I did were written up years ago in the mailbox for teachers. They were apples, teeth, and all about me. I highly recommend the mailbox today. They have a wealth of information. Once the theme for the lesson is decided, all the classroom activities will include that theme. A sample of a few center activities. So let's say the unit is all about the months. So each lesson would be on how to learn about the months, how they might learn to read each month, recognize the numbers, etc. I'd like to make bulletin boards come alive. So here's an example of 2 bulletin boards. The purpose is to learn the calendar months. The first bulletin board, for example, teeth. I had a bulletin board called I Lost My First Tooth. All the months of the year were placed on the board with a library envelope underneath the month. And the purpose was every time someone lost their tooth, their name went into the envelope. And it was very exciting. They could not wait to get their name in that envelope. The second bulletin board, my birthday month. The names of the month are in order, January, February, March, etc. And I would have the correct number, so January 1, February 2, underneath the name of the month. And then have a library envelope either located right by the number or underneath so that each month had an envelope. The students' names are placed in the envelope underneath the month the student celebrates his or her birthday. And the purpose is to learn the months of the year in order, to read the months and count to 12. And the students learn which number represents which month. Their classmates discover who has the same birthday month. There's so many activities that can come by making your bulletin boards become a teaching tool. Then you have the teacher center table. That's where you'll be, where you'll work with the small group when it's their turn to be with you. Small group learning takes place, so you'd be counting 1 to 12, recognizing the numbers, and students also learn how to read the months. And they learn how also to make a birthday graph as they discover, let's say January, there's 2 birthdays, March, there's 4 birthdays, and they will make a graph about how many people have birthdays in each month. And they find that quite fun. Language and writing centers. It's independent learning centers. The student strips, that you have sentence strips, and each strip has the month on it, and the students can trace the words, and then there's room for them to copy the word on the strip. The strips are laminated, so you can wipe them off as the markers are not permanent. Math centers. The students can also match numbers from 1 to 12 to each month, which helps them with their number recognition and to reinforce reading the month of the year. In circle time, it's the whole class gets to be together for these activities, where the teacher can read a story which includes a certain month, talk about the weather in the various months, and have fun with poetry. So, for example, the poem 30 Days Past September. 30 days have September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31, except February alone, and that has 28 days clear and 29 in each leap year. And that is a mouthful. And believe it or not, kids get really excited about it if your delivery of the poem is really good. And so then what you can do is tell the children, you're going to say a phrase and they'll repeat. So you would go, 30 days have September. And then you'd go like this, and they would say 30 days have September. April, May, June, and November. And then you would go like that, and they would repeat. And you'd have fun doing that through the week in circle time until they've learned the whole poem. And trust me, they are so excited when they can recite that poem. Reading, math, and language skills centers. In my classroom, I had a kidney table, and that is where the reading and math and language development took place. And the children would come to this table to develop their various skills. So, for example, you would have the month and you would hold it up and you would say January, and they would repeat and say January. And then you would get it to the point of them feeling so comfortable that when you called on a person, they would say January and the others read silently. And eventually, everyone can read that particular month. And you can have fun. You can skip around, but don't skip around calling on people till you know they feel comfortable. Because remember, the point is not frustration. They're learning. You want them to always feel smart and important. That's very important to me, that they always walk away from the table feeling, my goodness, I'm so smart today. What is the length of time? The time of the theme center can vary between 1 week to a month, depending on the topic and the lesson the teacher designs. Now, why I believe centers are important in the classroom learning. When we wake up in the morning, we have tasks we know we need to do, and sometimes we don't want to do them in a specific order. Children are the same. I would like for you to think of school as work for them. They're excited to be there, but they don't necessarily want to learn in the same routine with everyone together. Centers give them the opportunity to explore, to discover, and learning takes place. Let's talk more about the pluses of the centers. Well, social skills, you have sharing and working together. And language skills, well, the children's language skills grow as they learn to talk about what they want to do when they're playing with their friends. Remember, playtime is work time for the children. They're learning to express their feelings so others understand, especially if they want to play alone or draw for a bit all by themselves. It's no different than us. We have moments when we just need space. Children are just the same. How to manage that center theme classroom? Well, first of all, you want to divide your classroom into centers in a way that makes it easy for the students to move from one center to the next. Then keep in mind how the student accesses the supplies and cleanup time. You want to make it easy for the children, so make sure the supplies for that particular center are located with that center. And make it easy for the teacher aide to see what's going on in the centers while the classroom teacher is working in the reading, math, language, arts center. And this one I really believe in. Show the students. On the first day, introduce the students to each center and show them what you expect them to achieve in the center. Model good behavior and poor behavior. Show them where the supplies are for each center. Talk to them about cleanup time before moving to the next center. Explain and introduce the students to the teacher aide and share what his or her job is. Explain what you'll be doing at the teacher reading, math, and language arts center, and only the teacher aide has permission to interrupt the teacher. By explaining this, the students will understand if they need help or have a question, they need to speak to the teacher aide. Next, divide your students into groups, remembering the smaller, the better. So, if you have 6 centers and 18 students, you would have 3 in each group. Well, this allows for some quality learning as well as students not to be on top of each other. Make a chart for each day of the week along with the names of the 6 groups. Some educators like to use colors for the groups like blue, red, orange, yellow, etc. Other educators like to use birds, bluebirds, redbirds, while others enjoy animals like tigers and bears. But once the group names are established, the chart shows the students' group and where they are to be on any given day. Have the chart at eye level so the students can read their group name and see what their center is for the day. So, for example, you would have group 1 green, group 2 orange, group 3 blue, etc. And you would have 3 names underneath each group. So the students would see, oh, I'm in group 1, I'm in the orange group, group 2, etc. And then they would read Monday. So on Monday, the green group would see, oh, I'm in the writing center. And while they're in the writing center, the orange group would be in the science center, and the blue group would be in the tech center, etc. And by the end of the week, every single student will have had fun in the centers. Now, this doesn't mean that they're there for, 30 or 40 minutes or whatever, because they move around. And also remember, there's snack time, there's PE time, there's recess time, there's music on some of the days. So the day really gets filled up. And of course, there's snack time and lunchtime. So important. Change the groups up for each unit so the kids learn to work with and develop a friendship with all the children in the classroom. Next, the teacher aide and you make notes each day of children's accomplishments, behavior, and the successes in order to know where a student might need more work so that the student can achieve all the goals set for the unit. My philosophy is children can perform at the highest level when they know the teacher believes in them. Now, if you don't have a teacher aide to help you, then wait to start the small group teacher reading math language arts center for a good 2 to 3 weeks till the students understand how the centers work and can move smoothly from one center to the next. And during those 2 weeks of students working in the centers, point out good behavior. Students, they will model what you like. Make note of the students who are working well together and take notes on how the students work on their tasks, who finishes and who does not, and what they might need more work on. 2 more tips. Accountability. If there is a teacher aide, the teacher aide will keep track of who accomplished the task before going to the next center. If there is not a teacher aide, then you'll train the students on how to mark what they accomplished at each center. I suggest having a chart for each student for the days they are at each center time. And they can mark a little color square that says finished or I need more time. But most importantly, the students are not to feel bad if they say, I need more time. The students learn that you know that no matter which box they check, they're doing their very best. And that is what is important. Now, what if a child finishes early? Be prepared. Have what I like to call dessert or magic boxes, which basically is extended learning. So, for example, you might have reading cards with the months on them, a box with a month with some numbers, and they can have fun just matching it all together and having some quiet time. You could have puzzles and a reading corner, something that keeps them from going to other centers and disrupting the class. Some kids just enjoy counting those little teddy bears, while others might want to just have fun and do some artwork. Change up the dessert or magic boxes so they are never bored. No matter what grade I've taught, I've always used the theme, Welcome to the magical world of learning. Thank you for being a teacher. You have one of the most important sacred jobs, children. No matter what age, you want the students to know you believe in them and they can achieve under your care. You want to open their minds to the love of learning. Thank you for attending Talking Heads Theme Centers for Early Childhood. If you have any questions, remember you may reach me at USA Global TV and Radio and also my website, diannfloydboehm.com. Be sure to sign up for my newsletter. And if you're interested in how to set up those sentence strips, or you would like a copy of a sample of a chart for centers, just email me at my website and I will be glad to send you those samples. Till next time, thank you.